something really crazy is happening to me. I need to stop it, but I don't know how.
It's because you're a horrible person.
Gemma? You're not in control! I am! I've been waiting for you.
How's going up there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a week ago and is a sequel to a 2022 film. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as X, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, Threads. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. In this video, like I said before, we're going to be doing a movie review of a newer film that just came out last week and is a sequel to a 2022 horror film, which happens to be called Smile 2. Yeah! Smile 2. Yeah, Smile 2. So Smile 2, like I said, is a sequel to Smile, which came out in 2022, which starred Sosie Bacon, and is a supernatural kind of horror film type of deal, and is a really interesting take on kind of a, horror creature, pretty much that can transfer from person to person through smiling and a demise of a person, which I thought was kind of interesting. It's kind of like all the people that really thought, like, the whole thought process of It Follows was a really great idea. That's kind of how I feel about this film. It's kind of that same type of deal, where it's a very different type of, not just body swapping, it's more of a completely different, almost like an STD again, that it's transferred from person to person, which I thought was a really clever idea and a great new horror type of genre. So this film happens to be directed by a gentleman that goes by the name of Finn Parker. Oh yeah, Finn Parker. Yeah, Finn Parker. So Finn Parker is a pretty new director. He's only directed a few things. He's, pretty much, kind of a new and up-and-comer, I feel, but has a really great eye for the horror field. I mean, I feel like, down the road, 10, 15 years, I feel he's going to have, the same vibe as, somebody as, Osgood Perkins, or Sam Raimi, or somebody that's a really high quality horror maker, George Romero, John Carpenter, so forth and so like that. I think Finn Parker is going to become one of those types of horror icons because of how amazing these films are. And I just feel that he's done a really great job of giving us a really interesting, new horror concept, but at the same time giving us really clever and really well scripted and well directed films that are super entertaining and super fun. And the thing about Smile 2, I think, that he directed, I felt he made it even better than the first film. I enjoyed that he brought some new things into it. I liked that he made it different than the first film, but kept the same kind of premise going, but expanded on it, made it crazier. And I think that overall, the whole thought process that he brought to this film was just really clever and really enjoyable. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Mr. Finn Parker has directed, definitely check out his only other directing credit that he's done, and which happens to be the first film to this series, and that happens to be the film called Smile. Yeah, Smile. Yeah. So Smile 1 was really done well. I didn't enjoy it as much as I liked the second one, but it's still a very solid film, really enjoyable, and a whole new type of horror type of concept. And I just enjoyed everything about the first film. I liked Kyle Gallner in it. I thought he was really great. Sosie Bacon, she was okay. She didn't really feel, make me feel like she was a really strong heroine. And I didn't think that she was as good as she could have been. And I think she could have done better in the film. But overall, I think what Finn Parker did with the film made it really fun and gave us a really well-rounded new type of horror film. And I can't say that enough about new horror because, over the years we've had a lot of, films that have been very similar. And this is, I feel kind of a newer type of genre of horror and is just been doing so much better than your previous, types of horror films. Like elevated horror and stuff like that. I know a lot of people enjoy that, but myself, I just don't really care too much for it, and I like that we went back to kind of basics, and that's what I feel Finn Parker did with this film, and, did with Smile 1, and just really brought a really basic, great kind of like supernatural entity that feeds off a fear type of deal. And I really enjoyed that. And it was great to feel and see a great horror film that was just really well created and well directed. His jump scares were done well. His lighting, his soundtrack, the writing for Smile was just done so well. And just was a really well-rounded film. If you haven't seen anything else Finn Parker has directed, definitely check out the first Smile before you see the second Smile. He did a really fantastic job with that. But I really enjoyed what he did with this film. Like I said, I liked that he changed it up, made it different, gave us a different story. And I enjoyed the story and thought it was a really great concept for how to expand the universe and to move it on and to make it even more crazy for the next film if they end up making the third one. So I think he did a really fantastic job with it, really enjoyed it, and overall I think he just made a really great new horror film that's going to be a classic down the road. If you haven't seen Smile 2 yet, definitely go check it out for Finn Parker's directing. He did a phenomenal job. So this film has a really great cast. I really enjoyed pretty much everyone that was in it. I enjoyed Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son in it. I thought he did a really great job. I liked, pretty much anyone else that had a brief part in it. They all did a really great job and really brought their characters to life. And just overall, I think all of them did a decent job to really give us a very entertaining film and just really elevated the film with their great acting. Now, to start us off is kind of the main heroine herself, Miss Naomi Scott. Oh, yeah, Naomi Scott, woo, Naomi Scott, yeah, Naomi Scott, woo. So Naomi Scott, who is absolutely gorgeous, is an amazing, actress. I absolutely love her. I think she's a really great actress. I really enjoyed her from the first time I saw her in a film. I thought that, she's really expanded, since the last time I saw her compared to seeing her in this. I feel that she really has expanded her acting bravado and has really become even better and even more in depth with her performances, because the last time I saw her, it was more of a, kind of a teen type of deal kind of feel, like the type of acting she was doing, whereas this is a lot more serious, a lot more like adultish, and definitely was something that I hadn't seen her do before, and I was really impressed with what she brought to that, and I really enjoyed how she really advanced her acting talent and gave us a really outrageous, fantastic performance in this film that made you through the whole entire film just feel for her. And I think that she really brought that realness to her, being like a real scared person of, like, she does feel like she's losing her mind and all that kind of stuff. And I really enjoyed what Naomi brought to that, and I thought that she did a really fantastic job and gave us a really well-rounded performance in the film. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Naomi Scott has been in, definitely a film to check her out, and I think is one of my favorites of hers, is a great film that came out in 2017 and is a reboot of a great TV series from the 90s called Power Rangers. Oh, yeah. Power Rangers. Yeah. I know a lot of people disliked this movie, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great reboot of the Power Rangers, and I was very skeptical going into it at first, but it really ended up being a really great movie, and I absolutely loved Naomi as the Pink Ranger. She really brought the essence of Amy Jo Johnson from the TV series and the first film, and I really feel that, she did a great job of giving us a more contemporary version of, the Pink Ranger, and she just really kicked butt in. I thought her choreography was really great when she was doing fight sequences. I enjoyed her relationship with all the different cast members, and I thought that she worked really well with everyone and gave us a really fun performance that was just super enjoyable. And I just think that she looked really cool too as the Pink Ranger, given a very different look and vibe, and the kind of the origin of the Power Rangers. This one was very different than the original too, which I really enjoyed, and I thought she played that very well too, adapting to that and giving us a different version of the Pink Ranger, but not tarnishing Amy Jo Johnson's performance. And I thought she did that very well with this film. If you haven't seen Amy Scott in anything, definitely check her out in Power Rangers from 2017. She did a really fantastic job. But overall, she was really fantastic in Smile 2. I absolutely loved her in this film, and she just really brought a great, amazing performance as this pop star, and I just thought she was so fantastic. If you haven't seen her recently or anything, go check her out in Smile 2 now. She did a really phenomenal job. So that brings me to the final actor I like to talk about that was in this film, and that is one of the kind of supporting actors that has a pretty decent amount of time in the film, and is just a really fun, talented actress too, and that is Miss Dylan Gulilo. Oh yeah, Dylan Gulilo. Yeah, I'm probably saying her last name wrong, but that's okay. Dylan, I think, is a fantastic actress. She's super funny. I love her comedy. I love her dramatic elements, and I love that she brings her comedy into her dramatic elements too. And she's just one of those actresses that pretty much plays pretty much the same character all the time, but she's just really good at it and plays kind of that like dumb idiot kind of person, but at the same time she is smarter than she pretends to be. And I just really enjoyed what Dylan brought to her character in this film, and I just really enjoyed it and thought that she did a great job being kind of the best friend of Naomi Scott's character. And I just really enjoyed like all her moments throughout the film and like what she brought to it and how she really elevated her, comedic dramatic elements and gave us this really great performance that I thought worked really well with the rest of the film. And I just thought that Dylan was just a really great addition to that cast and was just super enjoyable. And I really enjoyed everything she brought to it. Now, if you haven't seen Dylan in anything, definitely something to check her out in that I absolutely loved her in. It was a great Netflix TV show that ran for 4 seasons called The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah! Kimmy Schmidt. Yeah! She was absolutely hilarious as Zen. And she absolutely cracked me up to that whole entire show. Her and Kimmy's interactions and everything were super funny. And just what she brought to that character of Zen was super funny and fun. And she just automatically, as soon as I saw her on the screen for the first time, she pulled me in because she just was so freaking awesome. And that's what she did in Smile 2. She did the exact same thing as she did in Kimmy Schmidt. And I just really enjoyed her in Kimmy Schmidt because she had some really great one-liners. She had some really great moments with, Kimmy Schmidt herself. Jane Krasowski as her stepmom. And, she has some really great, one moments that were just over the top and funny and just really well done and really showed that she's got some pretty decent, comedic chops and acting chops, too. If you haven't seen Dylan in anything, definitely check her out. And Kimmy Schmidt, she did a really fantastic job in that. But overall, I thought she was a great addition along with, the rest of the cast in this film, Ray Nicholson and so forth. And I did enjoy how she really brought kind of a different essence to her character in this as well, even though still being kind of the same character as Zen, but at the same time, she really improved on it and gave us a really fantastic performance. If you haven't seen Dylan in anything recently, go check her out in Smile 2 now. She did a fantastic job. So what is Smile 2 about? Basically, the movie starts right off where the last one left off. And basically, once again, this entity of some sort that transferred from people, from making people watch them kill themselves, has transferred itself into this now famous pop star. And basically, the movie's about her trying to figure out if she's actually going insane or what's actually going on and trying to figure out how to get rid of this entity out of her and to save her life. And that's pretty much what the film's about. It's really done well, really fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really solid sequel. I actually liked it more than the first film. I thought the kills in it were done so well, and like all the thought process that Finn did to give us this completely different type of new kills and everything in this film were just done so freaking well. And just was a really solid, strong sequel to add to this great franchise. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. I give it a giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Can't wait to add it to the collection. Can't wait to watch it again because it just was so damn good. Like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch, people. Really fun. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here or you haven't before, don't check any other new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, people, a huge shout out to my old and new followers. Thank you so much for being subscribers on the channel and watching. You guys are rocking it. As always, people, if you want to show more support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page where you get outtakes, bloopers, all that kind of cool stuff you don't get here on my YouTube channel. So become a patron, become a member, help a guy out to make his videos even better for you. As always, catch you in the next one.